Example 3. You want to purchase an automobile for $28,500. The dealer offers you 0% financing for 60 months or a $6,000 rebate. You can obtain 6.2% financing for 60 months at the local bank. Which option should you choose? Explain. All right, so what's going on here is you're trying to buy a car and the dealer offers you two different deals and you have to pick between them, okay? So what we're going to do, okay, is in order to choose between the two deals, we are going to calculate your monthly payment for each option, okay? So if you notice, if you read through the problem again, okay, both offers are for the same length of time, okay? Both are for 60 months, which is 5 years, okay? So since the same amount of time is involved, okay, we're going to look at which one would offer you the cheaper monthly payment, and that's the way to go, okay, because you'll end up paying less for the car. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the first deal, okay? So the first one here, the first deal, deal number 1, okay? I'll highlight those details in yellow, okay? The dealer offers you 0% financing for 60 months, okay? So the first option, so option number 1 is 0% financing for 60 months. Okay, so let's talk about what this whole idea of 0% financing means. Okay, if you were offered 0% financing, okay, all that means is that there's going to be no interest involved. You're not going to pay any interest. Okay, so that's what that means. Okay, so you will not pay any interest. Okay, that is what 0% financing means, okay? So to figure out your monthly payment, okay, all you would do, you wouldn't even have to apply a formula here, okay? You're just going to take the total amount of the car, okay? The car, you would purchase it for $28,500 and then divide it by the number of payments, okay? You're going to make a payment every month for 60 months, okay? So there's 60 payments total, okay? And so this would get you your monthly payment, okay? So let's go to our calculator and punch this in, okay? So we would do $28,500, okay, divided by the number of payments, so total cost divided by total number of payments, okay? So that means every month you're going to be paying $475, okay? So this is going to be, because remember, this, what are the units here? This is dollars per month, okay? So this is going to be $475 per month, okay? That would be your payment here, okay? So that's the monthly payment for option number 1. Oops. All right, so now we will go on to option 2 and read the details, and then it is also for a 5-year time frame, okay? So we will calculate the monthly payment there and see how the two compare, okay? All right, so let me draw a little partition here so we can separate our work. All right, so let's go into option number 2. All right, so what's going on here, you're going to get a $6,000 rebate, okay? And what that means is you get a $6,000 rebate, but you're also going to have to finance the remainder. Okay, so I'll put and finance the remainder. So interest will be involved here, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and do some highlighting here. I should have highlighted option 1 in yellow over here. Option 2, I'll put in teal, and we'll highlight the details in teal. So we're going to have a $6,000 rebate, and then you are going to have to do some financing. You can get a deal at a local bank for 6.2% financing for 60 months, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about how that is going to work if you went with this option, okay? All right, so what is a rebate, okay? It's like free money, okay? So we first got to have to apply the rebate, okay? So the car cost $28,500, okay? you get a $6,000 rebate. That means they take $6,000 pretty much instantaneously off of the purchase price, okay? So the car is only going to cost you $22,500, okay? So that is the amount that you're going to have to finance, okay? So if you go to your bank, okay, like I said, you can get 6.2% financing for the 60-month period, okay? So this is the amount that, the car is going to cost for you, okay? And you're borrowing the money, so you're going to have to pay interest on it, okay? So how do you figure out your monthly payment? Well, since interest is involved, you're going to have to use the amortization formula, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and, I was writing amortization, but I should have been writing the formula down. So if you look at your formula sheet, we're going to apply the amortization formula because you're paying off a debt. You're borrowing money to buy this car. Okay, and so you're going to have to pay back the purchase price of the car plus all the interest. Okay, all right, so here is your amortization formula. Remember, that one's really easy to pick out because it's the formula that has the D for debt. Okay, all right, so let's plug into this. We need to identify all of our variables. Okay, the ones we know, the one we're looking for. Okay, all right, so remember, we would be looking for our monthly payment here. So you're looking for your payment. Okay. D is the debt. When we're talking debt, we're talking the purchase price, okay? Because of that $6,000 rebate, the purchase price is going to be $22,500. That's how much you're financing, or that's the amount that would accrue the interest, okay? All right, the interest rate you can receive is 6.2%. Let's go ahead and convert that to a decimal. And then let's see, what else do we know? We know that okay, you're making monthly payments, okay? So that's going to coincide with how often the interest is being compounded. So will be 12. And then the timing, okay, remember, you are told that this is going to be a 60-month loan, but time has to be entered in as a yearly amount. So 60 divided by 12 is a 5-year period. And that's pretty typical for car loans. They're usually about 5 years, okay? All right, so we're going to plug everything into this formula, okay? So we're solving for our payment value. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug everything in, and then we will go to our calculator. Okay, so here's how we would set this up. I'm going to try to squeeze all these numbers in here. All right, oops, I'm so used to the other formula. Okay, we've got the simpler numerator here. So the numerator is going to be R over M, and the denominator will be complicated 1 minus 1 plus R over M raised to the negative M times T. All right, so there we go. Okay, so now we've got to go onto our calculator and enter in this formula, okay, and then that is going to give us our monthly payment. Okay, so let's go over to the calculator. All right, so if I pull up the calculator, okay, we are going to start inside the brackets for this formula, okay? Inside the brackets, out of the numerator and the denominator is more complicated, so we're going to start there. So we're going to get 1 minus, open parentheses, 1 plus 0.062 divided by 12, close parentheses, raise that to the negative 12 times 5 power, okay? This is the denominator. We need to go back to the numerator. I'm going to put the numerator in parentheses, so it's going to be R over M, close parentheses, and then we need to divide by the denominator, which is that decimal we just got out. You need to carry all the digits, so either enter everything in again or call up the second negative function to call up the previous answer, okay? This is going to give me the quantity that is in brackets, okay? And then we need to multiply this by the number that's on the outside, which is $22,500. And out comes your monthly payment for the rebate option, okay? So this is going to be dollars and cents. So we need to go ahead and round this guy to the nearest cent. Okay, so for your notes, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what we got out of the calculator. Okay, so this is the decimal we got. Oops, wrong thing here. Let me check myself here. Okay, so yeah, it should be $437 and some change. So here's the full decimal you get. Okay, so we've got to round it to the nearest cent. So you're going to have 8 cents. The number that comes after is a 3. So your monthly payment for the rebate option is going to be $437.08. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so now we can compare. Okay, the reason we can compare these two, like apples to apples, is because these loans were both for a 60-month period. They covered the same amount of time. So all you have to do is compare the two monthly payments and go with the deal where you get the cheaper monthly payment. Okay, so for option number one, which was the 0% financing for 60 months, your monthly payment would be $475 a month. Okay, but if you went with the $6,000 rebate and then you finance the remainder, okay, your monthly payment would only be $437.08. Okay, and so option number two is the way to go. Okay, so I'll write up here because the question asks which option should you choose. Well, you're going to choose the rebate option because this will result in a lower monthly payment. And that is how you do this problem. Okay, so hopefully you can see the usefulness of the amortization formula. Okay, if you go out and buy a car in the future, okay, you can plug everything into this formula and you'll know your car payment before they even tell you. So very useful. Let's look at example 4 now.